From that intro, guys, you're probably thinking you're here to see the new MJX H12Y crawler, right? So what is it with that intro? First of all, let me introduce this. This is the MJX Hyper Go H12Y Plus. This yellow version is the brushless censored version of the H12Y. The grey version is the non-censored version. And it looks pretty damn nice, right? Yes, the rumours are true, it does come with a metal body. All these panels here are made of alloy, except for the front grille here, which is plastic molded. And I got the details wrong on the box opening. This front bumper is actually plastic, not alloy. The little clips on here, intakes, door hinges, mirrors are also made of plastic. It's pretty heavy too. For a 1/12 scale crawler, it's pretty heavy. One of your first concerns is metal body. Will it be top heavy? Well, the point of this video is to find out. There are a lot of details on this Hyper Go H12Y Plus. You do have hinges, door handles, these little hood clips, front bumper, nice scale wheels with rims. There is a spare wheel on the back. There is a full body cage in here, and it does have a very nice detailed interior. Front working angry eyes headlights with indicators or turning signals, and on the rear brake lights, reverse lights, and the same indicators. The receiver box is here mounted on the back, and it does have an actual working hood. You can just release these clips here and you can actually lift the hood up like this and access whatever you might need to in there. But to be honest, that is a little bit pointless because this whole car is clipless, and with the help of these two magnets here, it actually whole body just flips up, so you can access the inside, your battery tray, and whatever you need to access for maintenance. Now when closing the body, be careful of this antenna. It does catch, so just push that out of the way like so, otherwise you'll end up bending it. This is your 45 amp censored brushless ESC on this version. Both versions have a 20 kilogram metal steering servo, and it does include a 2S 2000 mAh 15C lithium ion battery, and apparently that's good for about 45 minutes of runtime, depending how you run it, of course. Inside here you will find a 3650 size 3500 kV brushless censored motor with FOC, and I believe on the non-censored version it would be 3700 kV. Metal chassis rails on both versions, all metal 4-link suspension front and rear on both versions, plastic solid axles front and rear, oil-filled shocks, panhard bar on the front here, several mounting points on the shock tower so you could adjust your caster angles. Outdrive cups are made of metal, as you can see here. Now everything is positioned pretty much centrally and as low as possible to help its center of gravity when crawling. But like I said, with this full metal body, will it be top heavy when crawling? And it does have portal axles. There's a good amount of clearance under here, about 2 of my big fat fingers, which is quite a lot. Here's the first strange thing. The wheels for a crawler has a pretty large wheel to tire ratio, with the tires being a lot thinner than the actual radius of the wheel. Now that is quite strange for a crawler. Usually you have more tire width, but there are a set of spare wheels in the pack, and those are listed as off-road wheels, which is these black ones that have a little bit bigger ratio with the tires, a little bit more of an aggressive tread. They feel slightly softer, but they are a little bit thinner in width. Here you can see them side by side here. Usually there is a chassis guard on the bottom, the center piece here, to prevent any scraping of the chassis when you're rock crawling. But MJX have decided to do the unthinkable and place the on-off button in the one location where you probably don't want it. There's plenty of places they could have mounted that. Even with the flip-top body, you know, it wouldn't have been too hard to access, but they have decided to put it right here where it could catch on any rock and potentially turn off whilst you're crawling. It would have been nice if they had provided a driver figure or a co-driver even, but as you see, I have already found my driver today, and that is Diane Prince of Wonder Woman fame, who's also a little bit top heavy. Eyes on the prize, guys, eyes on the prize. Come on, what are you thinking?
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Got a buildup of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
Now for those of you who don't know what the FOC on the sensorless brushless motor is, basically if you keep your throttle position constant, the system will make up for any changes in the environment or the course that you're driving on, and will apply appropriate throttle or brake accordingly. So you could keep your finger in, you know, the same position as you need it to, and it will drive at a constant speed, regardless if it's going uphill, if it's trying to climb, or providing it can clear the obstacle, of course, or even if it's going downhill, it will apply, you know, appropriate drag brake, or it will accelerate appropriately as needed. Basically the FOC sensored brushless motor is the way to go on any crawler nowadays. So as you see, I keep constant throttle at this speed. It should be able to climb this little ridge at the speed I'm intending it to, and I don't even need to change my throttle position. Look at that, buttery smooth. Absolutely buttery smooth. And it even makes those couple of rocks at the same speed. Nicely done.
Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long,
nice.
it hurts to watch your blue
Nicely
eyes
done.
fade to gray.
Oh,
You fade
well done.
away.
So even as I approach this downhill, and I want to keep this speed that I'm going at now, the FOC should kick in and apply the drag brake, so the car keeps at this constant speed. You can climb nice and slow, very easily. Good control, Diana. She's a really good driver, isn't she? Now I am finding the tyres are pretty much okay actually. They are quite soft. You know, the amount of rubber on the tyres do provide, you know, some good grip. It'd be interesting to see what the other set of tyres would provide, but this set is okay. Like I said, conventional crawler tyres usually have a lot more rubber, but these have adequate grip so far, and the speed between each crawl just gets me from spot to spot very quickly. As we approach some more challenging terrain, you know, might have to kick up a notch in terms of skills. Now, driving one-handed isn't the easiest things with a crawler. I did have to throttle it a little bit to make it past that little bit. I mean, these hills are a little bit slippery. But not a big problem. It's doing really well so far. That'll be interesting as it gets onto more of an incline, exactly how top heavy it is. Oh, and there it goes. Let's try that bit again, maybe a slightly different line, slightly bit more speed. Yeah, maybe not. The drag brake actually holds really well. As you can see, I'm not getting an awful lot of grip sometimes from those tires. They are not terrible. They're absolutely not bad at all. But I guess, oh, a little bit of rubber wouldn't hurt. Ah! Okay, so the good news about the MJX H12Y Plus and the H12 is they actually have a standard 12mm wheel hex, which means that these tires are not the best for crawling, but you could easily attach a 1/10 scale actual crawling wheel and tire and probably get much better performance out of it. As you can see, the grip on these tires is just not excellent, but they do look scale. Good thing about this is moving from point to point, you know, from spot to spot on these trails is very easy because I have the speed to do it and I don't have to walk behind it or pick it up, you know, to minimize my walk time. It goes much faster than I can. Regrettably, the H12Y is a little bit top heavy. I guess you all expected it with its metal body. The good news is there are third-party brass weights available already. I mean, you can easily search those on AliExpress. I'm not sure if MJX will bring out their own set, but even if they don't, doesn't matter. Easily found on AliExpress already. And you can see with the portal axles, the ground clearance isn't a big issue. It should be able to manage to crawl over these rocks. Relative ease. Some great flex on those axles and suspension. Now, surprisingly good flex on the solid axles. Oops, got caught up a little bit, but I think most terrain, proportionally, this thing will handle pretty well. I think so far the H12Y, or the H12Y Plus in fact, has handled pretty well. I mean, it's done pretty well on this crawl. Good ground clearance, you know, good control. Like I said, the tyres could be better. I'm not sure how much better the optional tyres would be. But like I said, if those are not good, you could easily fit a standard pair of 1/10 crawler tyres in there. Now, articulation wise, the H12Y is actually very good. Those four-link suspension works very well. Just feel those tyres do let it down a little bit. Now, like I said, there are some spare tyres in the box. Be interesting to see how those work. You see the suspension works well. I think generally, yeah, capable of handling most terrain, you know, within scale, and realistically it is a good crawler. Control wise, it is very, very smooth. The drag brake is perfect. The FOC works perfectly. Admittedly a little bit top heavy, but I think nothing a few brass weights wouldn't solve. It'd be very interesting to see how the sensorless version would work. Would it work as well, or would it be purely a rock basher? Now I have changed the battery out. I am running now a 2S Lipo rather than the lithium ion, and there is a lot more punch, so a little bit harder to keep smooth one-handed, as the punch has now become quite, as you can see, almost basher-like. It does have the power to get up these, and it does have the controllability to get down. I think half the fun of crawling is finding lines that are possible, you know, for the car that you're driving, you know, not tackling something too much, and climbing up these things can be awfully satisfying. It would be nice to have cruise control on this. You know, I know a lot of crawlers have cruise control. This one doesn't. Well, I don't think it does. I didn't actually read the instruction manual. You see, the suspension does work well. Yes, nice, good going. Oops, there we go. That's why we need the power. Now the more I drive this, guys, the more I am enjoying it. Yes, I'm getting more accustomed to driving it, getting used to its handling. You know, I find some of these climbs you will have to power up. It doesn't have the grip to slowly climb. It has the capability, but those tires just don't have the grip to slowly climb, so you will have to power up. Now going down is another story. Beautifully done. I think my general conclusion is this is a great release from MJX. The Hyper Go H12Y Plus, a very capable trail truck come crawler. Not the best crawler, obviously, strange scale, but excellent fun. And there you have it, guys. That was the MJX Hyper Go H12Y Plus. There is also the sensorless version from MJX. Now this one comes from Best Buy boxes at the price of $259.99. You can buy it in the link below. If you want the sensorless version, that one comes in at $219.99. What did you think, guys? Let me tell you first, this thing is heavy, and it's also top heavy. The metal body doesn't help the center of gravity much, but it wasn't too bad, to be honest with you. Most of the trails it performed really well. It did topple over a few times on some of those hills, but like I said, there are wheel weights available and you can buy those from AliExpress. Now whether MJX decide to release their own is a different matter. A very capable, good looking crawler trail truck from MJX. A good way to end out the year. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a like, don't forget to subscribe. In the meanwhile, please feel free to enjoy one of these.